Damon had recommended me to his brother. They brought me into Scary Movie. Now, what had happened was Scary Movie 1, which I didn't shoot, a guy like Francis Kinney shot that. It was a huge success and a big surprise for Miramax, Harvey Weinstein's company. So they rushed Scary Movie 2 into production, and I think Keenan would be the first one to tell you that the script wasn't ready.
The people who brought you Scary Movie invite you to enter the realm of the supernatural.
And it's a funny thing, people never take comedy seriously. Comedy is much harder to do than drama. Much harder to do, because making people laugh is a very, very delicate thing. And to rush comedy is a hard thing. But they had set a distribution date, I think it was in May, and we were in January and shooting. And normally a film takes 8 months to get to the editing room and everything else. To do it that quickly was impossible, particularly when we didn't have a script.
You want a piece of me? How do you like that, little pussy?
So the crazy thing that happened was we began shooting, and Keenan decided to rightfully start adding some scenes and changing scenes. So we would come in the morning, and only then sometimes would we discover what scenes we were shooting. Or maybe we'd have a few days in advance. And then we realized how short our schedule was, so we decided to start shooting on multiple different sound stages. I think at one time we had 6 different stages working simultaneously, and Keenan and I would be in a golf cart, and we'd go from stage to stage, set up the lighting, the blocking, leave it to the crew to get it all going, go to another stage, and then we go back to that stage before we shot the scene, and then we shot it, we then go to another stage. At the same time, there were 10 editors working originally all over Los Angeles. Then we brought them all to the studio so Keenan could go to the cutting room and the shooting at the same time. And then at the same time of that, we had a lot of visual effects. So we had visual effects being, at that point, worked all over the world, all at the same time. And it was chaos.
How are we going to destroy something we can't see? I got it.
Chaos, because everything you talked about improv, we'd be making it up as we go along. If a scene worked, we'd keep it, but if it didn't work, we'd shoot it and figure out later whether it was going to work. So we would shoot scenes not knowing how they would tie together. Characters would come and go, but it was so joyous that everybody was laughing all the time. And we go onto a stage not knowing how they'd set it up. We'd look and we adjust it. We then see the scene that we only read that morning, laugh hysterically, and then we move on. And look, you know, improv is a really important part of acting, important part of comedy, and you discover that when people aren't over-rehearsed, they're funnier. So that's what happened on that film, and we got it out, and it made, I think, $100 million. So not too bad for something that was rushed through production and made up as we went along.
Split up.
Wait a minute, hold up! How come you white people always say let's split up?
She's right, we should stick together.
Yes!
Okay, you 3, follow me.
When you're writing, and I write a lot now, I write more than I do anything else, a joke is only funny the first time you hear it.
Yeah.
So the danger when you're shooting, and Keenan taught me this, is you think stuff isn't funny anymore, because by the time you've written it, rehearsed it, tested it, and done a couple of takes, the joke doesn't land. So suddenly you, as the director or the writer, think it's not funny. But in point of fact, there's a rule that The Simpsons, you know, the TV show, had, that if it's funny in the writer's room, it's to be considered funny every day thereafter, even when it doesn't seem funny to you anymore.
I think she's starting to suspect something.
Who?